Have you ever had the feeling of being watched? That presence we can't see, but sense. True horror stories aren't just in movies or books. Many people experience moments where fear is so intense, the threat so real, it blurs reality and imagination. In this video, you'll hear 3 authentic terror stories, real accounts that could easily happen to any of us. Imagine hearing unknown footsteps in an empty place, or escaping someone who seems to know your every move. And if these stories happen to them, what's stopping something similar from happening to you? Ordinary people, faced with the inexplicable without expecting it. These stories remind us how real fear doesn't let you sleep easily at night. Get ready for terrifying experiences of ordinary people, unaware of the unexpected. Bear in mind, these are real facts, glimpses of fear that never leave you. When horror is real, it creeps into your nights, turning dreams into nightmares. There are nights when silence can be more deafening than any sound. One of these nights happened while I was staying at my grandmother's house, alone, and everything was calm. Until midnight. That's when I heard someone outside, murmuring a persistent hello. It was as if the voice knew someone would respond. Imagine hearing that, a sound cutting through the silence like a knife. At that moment, every step I took seemed to amplify the suspense, and what was once a peaceful home now radiated an oppressive tension. With each word she uttered, I felt something dark lurking in the shadows outside. And when you feel that hello, almost as a whisper sliding beneath the door, the terror sinks in. It was as if the voice seeped through the wood and into my ears. Who could be out there, in the middle of the night, calling so calmly? And why would no one answer? In that instant, fear took root, and you begin to question everything around you. Was it someone familiar, or an intruder who, for some reason, just wanted a response to this disturbing call? Have you ever wondered what you would do in such a situation? Here, locking the door and staying silent might be the best defense. That night didn't end with a mere whisper. Later, her persistence intensified. I stood frozen, waiting for her to leave, but her voice seemed to gain strength, penetrating deeper into the house. The tension burned my nerves, the darkness pulsing with each sound of that voice. Have you ever thought about how you would react in such a moment? And what if that whisper wasn't just a voice? When the silence finally returned, it brought with it a shadow of doubt. Something dark lurked that night, and only the darkness knows what truly happened. Sometimes, what seems like a common encounter can turn into a real nightmare. A college student, eager to meet someone new, decides to give a chance to someone he met online. Everything seemed safe, until a strange voice on the phone claims to be her father. The father asks him to get in the car for a better conversation. Imagine this scene: a stranger calmly trying to convince you to get into a car, hiding something deeply disturbing, making the viewer feel the danger. Sensing the oddity, a sense of urgency takes over, and he thinks about escaping. Every word from the man hides a threat, a command masked as courtesy. At that moment, survival instinct kicks in. He must leave before something truly dark happens. If it were you, what would you do upon realizing a stranger wants to manipulate you so openly? Here, escaping immediately, without hesitation, might be the difference between safety and falling into a trap. Later, tension continues as he receives a direct threat from this father, showing that the danger isn't over. What was once an attempt at a date turns into a dark threat, as if he's attracted a predator. This episode offers a clear lesson. Trust your instincts, and above all, ask yourself, Who's really on the other side of a message? What if the person you're talking to isn't who you think? A dark truth about online meetings that nobody wants to discover firsthand. Imagine being alone, deep within a building where lights are scarce and footsteps echo threateningly. A young janitor working in a school often finds himself in the dark, claustrophobic basement, every sound amplified by the lack of light. One night, as he finishes his shift, a shadow seems to move at the corner of his vision. His heart races and his mind fills with questions. What could be lurking in those shadows? How would you react if something like this happened? In abandoned places like these, there's often more than silence. As he tries to focus, something or someone responds with a faint metallic noise, teasing him, making each second unbearable. But the real terror arises when a muffled sound comes from the vents, as if something or someone is just waiting there. The urge to escape grows, and he leaves the place without looking back, as if fleeing were the only option. This encounter makes him question what truly resides in forgotten corners. And you, dear reader, are you really certain of what's around you, especially when the lights go out? These stories prove that terror might be closer than we think. Now, after hearing these accounts, I ask you, are you truly safe? Could there be something or someone lurking when you're alone? Reflecting on the unknown can be frightening, but it also prepares us to face the unexpected. Being aware of what could happen can be a powerful defense against potential dangers. If you want to keep exploring stories like these and learn what to do in risky situations, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You never know when knowledge like this might come in handy, helping you stay one step ahead of the unknown.